welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. It's Fiona here and this is my weekly update. Please excuse the fact that I'm lying on my bed. I will explain why later. But first of all, I just want to briefly recap what I said in my videos last week for anyone who hasn't seen them. Sorry about the cliffhanger, I couldn't help it. It just came into my head and I thought I need to do it. It seemed to go down quite well. So basically, just a quick catch up. I had been doing the ketogenic diet since the start of April, but then last week I decided to take a break from it because I hadn't been feeling great and I kind of hit a weight loss stall, and the pain in my feet that I was actually doing the diet for was getting worse. So I decided to take a break and try calorie counting for a month or so, and then planning to go back onto keto. First of all, I was going to give myself the weekend off just to eat what I felt like, just have a wee sort of mini blowout if you like, and then I was going to start calorie counting on Monday. So let me take you through my week and explain what has happened. So on Saturday we were at the Rough Dugger and I was going to vlog it, but I didn't in the end because we were in the middle of a field in the pouring rain, and if I had got out the van I would probably have got my wheelchair stuck in the mud. So I decided not to vlog it, but I did manage to get a few clips which I will put in at the end of this video for anybody who's interested. Now, Rough Dugger is basically, you know the Tough Mudder that you get, like the obstacle course, like really difficult obstacle course that's muddy and loads of running and things like that. Jack's done a few of them. But this is like the dog version. Dug is a slang word for dog. So Rough Dugger is basically like the Tough Mudder for dogs. So it's Canicross with a difference, if you like. So it was basically going to be very muddy anyway. And the rain and the thunder and lightning that we had while they were running certainly didn't help. The kids loved it. I would have hated every second of it. However, I was in the nice warm van and I could see bits and pieces from where I was, so I was quite happy. Until the end, when we tried to get out of the field and the van got stuck in the mud. We had to get people to help push us out, but that was that was another story. So when we were there, it was basically an all-day thing, and I did take some picnicky type things with me, so that did include sausage rolls and chocolate and cake. So yeah, I did have a bit of a blowout on the Saturday, and my intermittent fasting didn't go to plan either, because by the time it was finished, it was about 7:30 before we got to McDonald's for dinner. So I didn't worry about it. It's only one day, and I got straight back on the intermittent fasting on the Sunday. Now, on the Sunday actually, I didn't eat a lot because I really wasn't feeling good. My mum was here and we were making truffles and we were filming it for YouTube. I'm going to put that up in the next couple of days. That was good fun, but it took a while. And I honestly didn't feel like eating. I think it was about 2 o'clock before I had something to eat. And I didn't eat much at all. I did have some of the truffle and I think I had a bit of chocolate, but nothing major, nothing like the blowout I was expecting to have. Then on Monday, I did what I said I was going to do, and I started calorie counting. However, again, I really wasn't feeling well, and I didn't feel like weighing everything out. So I roughly tracked my calories. I didn't weigh out my veg or my fruit, but I roughly tracked my calories. According to MyFitnessPal, I'm allowed 1,330 calories a day. And as it turns out, hello Willa, as it turns out, sorry, the dog just stood on me. As it turns out, that's not a lot of calories. It's not a lot of food. And I was hungry. I have to say, I was hungry. Sorry, that was Willa yawning. She's a very noisy yawner. Yeah, so I was definitely within my calorie limit, but I was hungry and I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to manage this. I think having been on keto for so long, I was never hungry because it's a high fat diet, so you feel satisfied all the time. But never mind, I thought that's fine. And then Tuesday came and it all fell apart for a number of reasons. The main one being that I had a very bad day. I emotionally ate everything that was in the cupboards and the drawers and everything I could get my hands on. Yeah, it wasn't good. Basically, a few things happened on Tuesday. The first thing was that I woke up feeling really, really ill and had to finally admit to myself that I am having a flare-up of my chronic illness. I think I knew in the back of my mind that that's what it was, and I was blaming the keto diet because I didn't want to be ill again. But by Tuesday, I had to admit it, and that's why I'm lying on my bed at the moment, but I'll talk more about that later. And that was hard to get my head around because I never know what's going to happen when this hits me. I never know if it's going to last a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or like the first time, a couple of years. And yeah, so it did hit me quite hard when I admitted it to myself. Then the roofer came to fix the roof, which was great because we've had a leak for a couple of weeks. However, parting with £300 for the privilege wasn't great. And then I went into the kitchen to eat my feelings, as you do, and I could hear the dogs having a carry on, but they always do. I never thought anything of it. And then I heard an almighty crash. I went through to the living room and there was like an old shelving unit that was fixed to the wall but a wee bit wobbly, and we've never used it for months, and just Jack had never got round to taking it down, and whatever the dogs had done, that had collapsed, and I discovered Clyde had a big wound on his side. Now, I'm going to insert a photo in a second, and I will warn you first because it's not very pleasant. But basically, I had to phone Jack at his work and tell him to come home because I knew that it wasn't a little wound that was going to sort itself out, that it needed a vet. And obviously being in the wheelchair and having all the dogs, I can't take him to the vet myself. So I had to phone Jack, get him to come home from his work. He came home, got Clyde, took him straight to the vet, and he ended up having to get sedated and get stitched. So if you want to look away just now, I'm going to put a photo in here of the original wound. This is the wound that I found on Clyde's side. Now that photo is away. I'm now going to put in a photo of him still sedated in the vet with the stitches. Jack stayed in with him when he got his stitches, so he took this photo. Okay, that's away now, and basically I'll pop in a photo here of him lying on the couch wearing a t-shirt to cover the stitches rather than the cone the shame, because he can't handle the cone, he just goes crazy. So we put a t-shirt on him and that keeps his stitches covered and he can't chew at them. So here's a photo of him lying still quite sedated and feeling sorry for himself. Poor puppy, and you can still see the collapsed shelves in the background. Yeah, so that obviously wasn't good and made me feel even worse and made me eat even more, and that was another £130 odd, which we're not sure if we're going to claim on the insurance or not. He is insured. Oh, hello Molly. He is insured, but it's a £99 excess, so we're not sure if it's going to be worth it or not. We'll wait and see. He's to go back tomorrow morning to get his stitches checked, and then he'll hopefully get them out sort of a week after that. But we'll see. If it's going to cost a lot more money, then we will claim, but if not, it's not worth it because the premium will just go up. Anyway, so that happened, and then while Jack was still at the vet, I got a phone call from Abby at school. She had had a problem the day before with one of her teachers being a bit of an arsehole, pardon the French, but he had basically sorted a new seating arrangement, a seating plan, and he'd put Abby at the back of the class. Now, unfortunately, Abby's eyesight is really quite poor, and even with her glasses on, she wasn't able to see the board. So she did explain to him, look, I can't see the board, is it possible to be moved further forward? And he refused. So I had given her a note to school on Tuesday morning to say, I don't understand why you're not moving her. She's told you she can't see the board. I don't want her to fall behind on her work, and I would appreciate it if you would move her as soon as possible. Oh, here's Rana. Hello. Sorry about that. Rana just came and decided he wanted a cuddle. That's the thing when I'm lying on my bed. All the doggies come beside me. There's Molly and Willa's down there as well. Clyde's still lying in the living room feeling sorry for himself. So yeah, so I had written this letter and said, if you don't get her moved, basically, I'm going to have to arrange a meeting with the school because I don't understand your reasoning behind it. Why would you want someone to not be able to see the board? It's crazy. So I thought everything would be fine, but then Abby phoned quite stressed out and upset because she had given him the letter in the first period that she had him that day, and he had basically said to her, no, I'm not moving you, the seating plan works for me and that's the way it is. And she had got quite upset, and she was about to have to go back into his class because she gets 2 separate periods with him on a Tuesday. And she was quite upset, thinking, what am I going to do? He's not going to move me. He's been a bit funny with me now. And I said, right, I'm going to phone the school, phone our head of year and get something sorted. Don't worry about it. She says, but I can't see the board. And I said, well, that's fine. I said, if there's anything on the board, just you walk up to it and write down whatever's there and then go back and sit down. And if he says anything, good luck to him. So I then phoned the school and spoke to, it was a guidance teacher that I spoke to, and she couldn't understand it. She did explain that it takes a lot to do a seating plan, which is fair enough, I can understand that, but if it doesn't suit your students, you have to change it. You can't just say it works for me and that's that. So she's going to get that sorted, hopefully. But Abby hasn't got him again until Monday, so we won't know until then if it's sorted or not. But it just seemed crazy. And it was just like the last straw. So Tuesday, I basically ate all the junk. And it wasn't so much the fact that I ate so many calories that bothered me. It was the fact that I had an emotional binge, and I haven't done that for months. I didn't do it at all when I was on keto. Even when I felt like I wanted to, I managed to resist it. But there's just something about me, and when I'm eating carbs, I just want all the carbs, and I can't resist them in a situation like that. So I think that's why I felt really bad about it. So Tuesday was a complete write-off. And basically, since then, what I've been doing, because I'm not well, I have been getting up in the morning and seeing to the girls, getting them off to school, coming back and lying on my bed, getting up to have something to eat, coming back and lying on my bed. I'm basically trying to keep on top of it. I don't want to end up in my bed for months again. I don't want the girls to see that I'm bad enough to be in my bed again, because they just worry. I mean, the last time I told them that I wasn't well and I was going to my bed, you know, when this all first happened, I was in my bed for 2 years, basically. So I'm trying to hide it from them as much as possible. So I thought, if I come to my bed through the day, and then when they come in from school, I'm up in the living room and lying on the couch, and they think I'm just chilling out being lazy. So that's basically where we're at just now, and that is why I'm lying in my bed. But because of that, I'm not tracking what I'm eating. I've been sensible with what I've been eating. I've been eating basically what I bought for calorie counting, and I am roughly counting, but I'm not measuring anything, I'm not tracking anything. And to be honest, I don't know how long I'm going to be like this for, so I'm not going to beat myself up. I've decided I'm going to give myself a bit of a break, and I'm going to be kind to myself. Sometimes I think we can be far too tough on ourselves, and we need to get things into perspective. Basically, I could track everything that I ate and make myself worse. What's the point? What am I going to gain from that? I might lose a few pounds. I might gain a few pounds if I don't track. But at the end of the day, I need to be well. I can't end up in my bed for that length of time again. So I'm going to be kind to myself. And you should all be kind to yourself as well. If you find yourself in a situation where something has to give, make sure you get your priorities right, and the thing that has to give is lowest on your list of priorities. And right now, what I'm eating is lowest on the right list of priorities. My kids, my family, and my health are right up there at the top. So that's what I'm doing. I hope you're all okay with that. I will still be coming on and giving you an update weekly, letting you know where I'm at. And if I do get to a stage where I'm feeling much better and I'm able to track my calories properly, then I will. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to make as sensible choices as I can. I'm going to carry on staying off keto for the month of September, basically because I'm not well, but also because we are away in the caravan for at least 2 weekends in September, and it's just going to be easier to not be keto when I'm away. I'm hoping that I'm going to be well enough for it, because it's 2 Canicross events that are quite far away. I'll tell you more about them nearer the time, but it's definitely weekends. It's not like a day trip. We need to go for the whole weekend. So hopefully I will be well enough. If not, I'll be in my bed in the caravan, because I'm not staying in the house. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to be kind to myself. I did weigh myself on Monday, like I said I was going to, and I was 143 pounds, I think. I'll put it up here anyway. And I'm going to stick to not weighing myself until the end of September as planned, and we will wait and see what happens from there. I might go back to being keto from the start of October if I am well enough. I'm definitely planning to go back to it, because now that I've discovered that it's definitely my illness that's flared up, there's no reason for me not to be keto. I do like that way of eating. I don't know if it's sustainable forever. You know, there will be times that I'll come off it now and again, but generally I've decided that's the way that I want to eat. I've not been happy eating low calorie and low fat and things like that, so I will definitely be going back to keto, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to take it all one step at a time, 1 week at a time, and just see what happens. So that's everything for my update this week. I'm sorry that I look a bit of a state. I'm just looking at myself just now. Yeah, not very attractive, a bit white, a bit bags under the eyes and bloated, but hey ho, this is me. This is life with a chronic illness, unfortunately. So I am going to put in the clips from the Rough Dugger right after this, and I will be back for another video tomorrow, obviously, because I'm still doing Vlogust. Thankfully I've got a lot of videos pre-recorded, so I'm hoping to be feeling a bit better by the time I need to film more, but if not, you'll just need to get another one of me looking like this. So yeah, I'm going to put in the clips of Rough Dugger. I'll see you in my video tomorrow, and I will see you again for another update next week. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you later. Here's Rough Dugger. Bye!
For penalties. Well, this is the definition of drama.
Can't believe they're running in that.
Drama of the
Here they come, very wet and very muddy. There's been thunder and lightning and everything while they've been out. It is tipping it down. Here they come. Let's hear what they've got to say. Oh, listen to the thunder. You're looking a bit soggy and muddy.
I'm not even tired, that's the thing, because I walked off of it. Because shoes, sore ankle, roots, soaking wet.
Oh dear, get in, it's soaking.
Yeah.
Very wet.
Look at my eye.
There they go. Look at Clyde go. Well, was it good fun? You wet and muddy? That's the girls' finishing medal. And this is Jack's finisher's medal. The dog tag is really cool. And it's got Rough Dugger on the back. Well done, everyone.